I remember like it was yesterday. The panic, the hysteria, and then the acceptance. Acceptance that Earth was going to be destroyed, and our only grim consolation was that there was nothing we could do to stop it. The neutron star collided, and millions of years of our history got wiped out in an instant. That's why they developed the Rebirth Project. Everyone on Earth fighting for survival, and a lottery among the fittest to see who gets to live thousands of light years away. I won, and that's why I'm here on this Ark ship. I'm a pioneer, one of millions, and our job will be to rebuild civilization in this new solar system. I've been frozen for the entirety of the trip, and now I'm ready to embark on my journey. Our journey.
Hey everybody, Red Specs Gaming, and welcome to Dual Universe. Now this is a game that seems really promising. Just real quick, you might notice I do start a lot of games and then not continue them on the channel. I like to try different games and see what you guys maybe want to see and don't see, and I base that on views. I know a lot of you have asked me on previous games, hey, you know, I like this, can you keep going? And I would love to, but it's a lot of work to do editing and put these together, and if it's not getting the views, unfortunately I have to move on to something else. But I'm hoping this one is something you guys will like. Since Empyrean seems to be a pretty popular game on the channel, we're gonna try this one because this one's a lot like that, but like Empyrean way beyond. This is an MMORPG kind of deal, but it's the building. Oh man, the building. You're supposed to be able to do tons of stuff on this that you can't do in a lot of other building games. It's one big giant shared universe that everybody's in, and you can build stuff, you can script stuff. It's got built-in Lua apparently, which I've got some experience with Lua, so I should be able to get into some of that to be able to, like, you know, get behaviors and actions from your builds. It's, I don't know, it's promising. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know if you guys are gonna like it, but we're going to give it a try. So I'm going to do a couple videos on this, and based on the views and the comments and the likes and all that good stuff, we'll decide if we continue this on the channel as well. With all of that said, let's get down to business, shall we? So this is character creator, obviously. The character looks really, really good. I really like the art on that. He looks really awesome. We're going to do all of the things. I kind of want a blue skin character, I think. We'll kind of go with a lighter blue, though. Let's do like that. And then his primary color is red, because, you know, that's what my primary color. Secondary color is always going to be, it's going to be in the red spectrum, but it's going to be black. So secondary character there is like black. Detail, I usually like white, so we'll go white for the detail. Like that little bit of fringe there. And then the emissive, I don't know. What do we want to glow? We want red lights to glow? We want purple? What if we do black? Then it doesn't really glow much, does it? Not really. Where's something good that's glowing on him that we're noticing? I think it's, I saw, go green. Yeah, on his wrists there. Interesting. But what we could do is we could go into the red spectrum and just do a different red if we wanted, or something. Let's actually go with purple. I like purple. We'd do Twitch purple. There we go. There's a missive is purple. Red black with a missive purple, and a detail of white. That looks pretty good. I kind of like that look. Pretty awesome. Alright, definitely male. Definitely named Red Specs Gaming. We continue. Character creation. Do you want to begin a new game with this character? Yes. Alright, here we go. When you start out, you're going to find yourself here in this hub building, and this thing is laid out to be one big tutorial. It's a long tutorial. In fact, there's like hours worth of tutorial at the beginning of this game. And if you don't want to be frustrated understanding how things work, I suggest you do it. Which I did, and the reason I didn't record it is because it's basically one long AI script reading out loud, telling you to do things, telling you to check things, and it's basically no room for you to have a word in edgewise, so not great for recording. So I went through the tutorials. We haven't done anything other than that, just the tutorials. But anyways, you'll start out in this building, and when you're done in this building, they'll send you across the way, across this parking lot here. And you can see there's tons of ships out here. They'll send you to this other building over here, because this has got a bunch of like more advanced tutorials to do over here, and I did all those that were available. So I'm gonna go over and show you the buildings real quick here. So you can do shift to run like normal, but if you double tap and hold forward, you get your jetpack involved, and you can see how much faster it is to move on foot when you're using your jetpack. And as far as I can tell, there's not like a stamina or a jetpack fuel that you run out of. So anyways, you'll come into here, and they'll tell you about a bunch of stuff. I want to point out a few things here. These are they're basically virtual reality stations, and what these do is you can actually jump into one of these. Let's go into one real quick and I'll show you. And you can choose places in the galaxy, anywhere they've set up one of the other positions. They call it a surrogate system, because when you get there, you're basically like, imagine yourself like a drone that you can go in, you can look around, and depending on what security they've given surrogates coming in at that location, you can either open or close or not open or close. You can't affect the world around that the surrogate pod on the other side lets you in. So definitely come in and check out these ship museums. We'll probably do that at some point, but these are built by the game, so you can go in and you can just look at all kinds of small ships or large ships or medium ships and see like ideas on how people built stuff. It's pretty cool. I'll probably do that after we get through this initial part. So that's something to look at, is those surrogate stations. And I imagine like people will have their own stores set up, and you could go through one of those surrogate pods and get to their store and look around, kind of thing. You also have a market over here, and this market is like, if you've ever played any MMO, it's like pretty much like any other MMO's marketplace. If you activate it, you can come in here and you can look for things to buy or you can sell. So let's say we wanted to get they talk about it in the tutorial a lot, nitron, which is like fuel for your ship. And so if we look at that, you can see everybody buying. They've got buy orders up, like these people want to buy, these people want to sell. And you can see right now the price per unit at this market that we're at, because the market is important. Wherever you buy it, wherever you buy or sell from, that's the position that the person has to pick up or you have to pick up from. So we're in District 10 right now, so if I wanted to buy some nitron, I could buy it for $6.49 per unit. I think it's a liter, I think is how they do it. And then I could pick it up here because it's already available. But we'll do more of that later. I'm trying not to recover some of the tutorial stuff, because if you're gonna play it, you'll have to go through all that, and it's long and boring. But pretty much that way. You can actually access the market yourself from one of these tabs in here, which one was the market? There. You just can't pick up your stuff from here. So you can buy stuff and you can sell stuff, but you can't pick up or drop off the items for sale in your own backpack. So they call it the nano pack or whatever. Think of it as anything that you can do remotely as nano in this. Didn't really get to see. There's a market tutorial there. That's right. If you want to run the tutorial, you come here, you jump into one of these pods and activate it, and it runs through the tutorial for you. It really is the robot just not shutting up the whole time, which is why I'm not doing it here. And then you get down here and you have the different institutes, and they teach you about different things. Like in there you can learn about shooting and piloting, right? But a lot of these are not implemented yet. So you can come in here and we can look around at the various parts or weapons that you can put on a system. Like this is a, what is this? So if you hit H when you're looking at anything, you'll get information. So this is a laser, like a medium laser you can put on a ship here. Those are what the lasers look like. These are rail guns here. Like I said, just hit H whenever you're looking at anything and you get tons of information. Like even I'm hit H and I'm looking at the bottom and I can see this is white patterned marble. Then missiles and what you'll do is you'll come to the back when they're implemented over here. And these are the tutorials here. This one, you'll see the M1, M2, M3. These are the 3-level tutorials, but they've got barricades in front of them right now, so these are not implemented. Not sure what tutorial this is. Nothing, because there's no floor pad. And then, of course, you've got on this side, this is piloting 1, 2, and 3, and this teaches you how to pilot a hover vehicle and a simple, small flight vessel. And then you can come out this way. We'll go back to the other institutes. Hang on, I don't think I went out this way before. It's just a back door. They've got the Institute for Mining here. Teaches you how to do mining, which I'll show you guys myself when we get to my plot. And Institute of Construction teaches you about building. Building is super complex and involved in this, guys. Like, you can do so much stuff in this, especially when you're talking like you've got different variable size voxels. So you can get fine detail if you want. You can get true round shape if you want. There's just a lot you can do with it. It's even got, like, if you wanted to put down round shape yourself. So they don't do things so much in the thought of like individual blocks in this. It's more like you have an amount of material in your inventory, and you'll use that material to build shapes. So I could start putting down a sphere, and I can make it like several different sizes. I can scroll up and scroll down, make it several different sizes, and it uses the material to fill in that sphere. I'm sure the underlying engine is voxelated still, because if you do the smallest size sphere, it's not quite round. It gets round pretty quickly as you go up, though, so really cool to get different shapes and things. Industry Institute, I think there's one. Yeah, this one's actually outside here. There's one here that starts to teach you about industry. It's kind of bugged right now because, like, it wants you to make a certain amount of a material, and they only give you a tiny piece at a time, and so you have to go through the machinery to turn it from raw ore into usable, and it's really slow. So do that if you don't have to be playing a lot. Like, you can let it roll while you're playing off AFK or something. And then the Community Institute teaches you about like organizations and probably PvP and stuff like that. So I do want to say one word here. As far as I can tell, this is only a PvP game. It's a builder and a PvP. There's no PvE game that I have seen or that anybody can tell me about. So if you don't mind PvPing, if you don't mind that, that's great. I'm probably going to play it for a little while, and I might check out the PvP. I'm normally not a PvP guy, but I might see how it goes if we build a ship and take it into orbit to battle or something like that. So we'll see what happens with that. All that said, right now, that's another thing there. If you hit tab, it opens up this. They call it unlocked mouse. You unlock your mouse and see how my mouse cursor moves around the screen. So your character won't move with keys when you're unlocked mouse. Instead, you can get to all these things, which all have a hotkey. Like, I can open up the inventory here, and you can see what I have in my inventory. Or if we were out in normal mode, I could hit I, and it opens up the inventory. So everything has a hotkey. You can get to it. I've got a bunch of stuff here from doing the various different tutorials. Like these are blueprints for 2 different speeders. We've got some galvanized black aluminum material. We've got some white pattern carbon fiber material. We've got some galvanized red steel, some aged gray pattern iron, some aged gray pattern aluminum. We've got 2 core units for building dynamic vehicles. Actually, we have 1 core. Sorry, that's extra small. XS, extra small. So we have 1 of those. We've got a pilot seat. We've got some steel columns. We've got headlight, some adjusters. These are your RCS units, but they work differently. Like if you put these on, we'll get to that when we go to build that. We'll do that. Hover engine and like atmospheric engines, fuel tank. These are air brakes, wingtips, stabilizers, resurrection node. Obviously what it sounds like, it gets you somewhere, but I'm not sure where we put it. Install resurrection node in your construct, activate it, and the next time you die, you'll respawn there. So this is your respawn point that you want to put on your base. Sodium scrap. I don't remember what I got that from. Probably from mining, from the mining tutorial. But yeah, this is the stuff that we're going to use to build our land speeder, our initial land speeder. And they also give you this, which is a sanctuary territory unit. If you look at the map and you zoom in, which they'll do all this in the tutorial for you, you'll see the world is broken down by hexagons, and these are territories. And all of these that are red, somebody owns already. And so you can see how big the world is, because the territory is pretty big. On this world, you're not safe as far as I know. Like this is a PvP world. If you go outside of the initial starting area here, like we're, excuse me, we're like up here somewhere, I think, District 10. Different people will start in different districts. Like, you know, you and a friend might join, and he might get assigned here, and you might get assigned here. But it's pretty easy to take a shuttle to the other districts, and then you can start together. So yeah, there's a lot to cover here. I just realized how much I've just been rambling, but there's so much to cover. So if you're in unlocked mouse mode, you can click down here to get to the chat, and then there is like a big chat going on here all the time, a support chat, the tutorial, everything that the Ophelia has said to you, that's the AI, will be in here. Lua messages for console outputting here. Everything you do in this game, you can add Lua scripts. So if you know how to script, go for it. A friend of mine's actually working with another coder to redo the HUD for flight. They're doing like a real like fighter pilot looking HUD on the screen. And then of course there's a local chat here, which probably you don't want to look at that. If you like me, you hate seeing local chat. People are terrible. But anyways, and then you've got notifications over here. Everything you do, you'll get a notification for. And I've got a lot of notifications for talents. So let's talk about talents real quick. If you come to, where's talents? That's crafting, talents here. And you can see right now, my queue is empty. And they cover this in the tutorial, but it's kind of important. The way this works is, as you do things, as you do rewards and whatnot, you'll get talent points, and you'll also get credits, like galactic money. These are here for you to instantly unlock talents. But really what you should always be thinking about is having talents queued up here, because right now we are acquiring 6 talent points per minute. Every minute we get 6 talent points dumped into our bank. But if we were to come in to say, I'm in the mining and inventory talent here, and if I go, I don't know, what do we want? Let's do conditioning. If we want conditioning to increase our walk speed, or vigor to increase our double jump duration, let's say we want to unlock the level 2 of that. Okay, we've got, I don't think we have 1 now. So if you hit the Q all required button, what it'll do is it will get anything else automatically in here that require for you to have that. So in this case, I also need vigor. To get to vigor 1, I need conditioning 1, I need athletics 1, I need athletics 2, and I need athletics 3. And if you look at that, what that is athletics is jump duration. So you get 20, 40, looks like 60, I imagine, plus 20 each time. But what happens is, because it's queued this up, you can see how long it's going to take for you to get those talents. And it's automatically learning them right now. right as we talk, this is happening. So vigor, athletics, and conditioning. It's all piling up. That's 4 hours worth of time. But the important thing is, if you look at my rate now I'm making 90 per minute. So if you queue this up for talents that you want and just let it run, you get way more talents per minute. So you always want this thing full. You always want to be like, if you can figure out what your path is going to be, things that you know that are important, just get them going, you know what I mean? That way, even when you're offline, this is happening. So that's why I came in and this was empty, because I had like 14 hours worth of talents built up in the queue, and it ran through them since I played last time. So super important. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to what our first mission is. And our first mission, if we look, where is that? Let me see if I can find that. I think that was tutorial. First of the milestones is for you to reach the Sanctuary Twin Moon. You can use the shuttle service right next to you. And then we have to basically go to the Sanctuary Moon, which is a moon that there's no PvP on. Everybody gets a free credit. You can get yourself a piece of land, and you can build safely on that piece of land and not worry about people messing with it. Everywhere else in the universe is PvP, though, so just remember that. This is your only safe spot. So what we have to do is we have to go to the shuttle, which I think is over here, and we have to take that to the Sanctuary Moon. So let's see. I think this is the shuttle right here. And I think that's all listed in something here. There's like a avatar, contacts, codex, chat, codex, talents, organizations, maps, hints, achievements, RDM 5, whatever the hell that is, settings, report bug. Let's go with codex. Now, this is just a whole information thing. Okay. Somewhere in here, I'll have to find it again. I missed it. They say that your missions are listed in there, but we'll find it anyways. This is where we need to go to. See, we've got a little green marker to it here. The shuttle will transport you between Elioth, the planet where we started on, and the Sanctuary Moon. Press the button below or sit on a shuttle seat to travel. Let's sit on a shuttle seat. Let's do that. Doop, doop, doop. So here's the shuttle. And let's head to the Sanctuary Moon, shall we?
Welcome on the Twin. Now, your next step is to try to locate a free tile on the map, get there and claim it. Try to find a tile not too far from a market, identified with the M icon. This will be useful later. To help you visualize the boundary of a tile in the 3D world, you can also press the Enhanced Visualization HUD key to talk. Excellent, you are now ready to go hunt for your free tile. It's probably also a good time for you to deploy your speeder now, so that you can travel faster. If you want to do so, go in your inventory and double-click on the speeder blueprint, then deploy it in the world. Now, to proceed further, I'll be waiting until you have deployed your sanctuary territory.
Okay, so that is what the tutorials are like, and it goes on for several hours. So what she told me to do, if you press V, you can see the walls of a territory, so you can get an idea of how big a territory is. It's pretty large. And if we hit M and zoom in, we're in this territory here, which is where the shuttle from Alioth is. And you can see that people have built up around this quite a bit already. These are all claimed. Pretty much every water source on the Sanctuary Moon seems pretty much busy. So what we're going to do first is we're going to build our speeder, and then we're going to head out and look for a place that looks good for where we want to live. So I'm not really sure. We've come into this kind of late since the beta started, so obviously all of these positions seem pretty well taken. I wouldn't mind finding a place that's kind of away from a lot of other people. Like, if we right click here, we can set a destination as there, and then let's turn off the overhead here. I should still see that somewhere. Maybe not. But maybe we have to set it up. But anyways, let's build our speeder, and then we can travel. And so you can see all these people's vehicles parked here. New talent unlocked. See, one of my talents just automatically finished there. Alright, so I've never done this before. But if we go into our inventory, they did not show me how to do a blueprint. I had 2 different blueprints here, and I don't really know the difference between them off the top of my head right now. What you need is to make sure you have the materials for one, which it looks like we do. Of course we do, because when you get these blueprints, they gave us the material. So that one, which one did they give us the materials for? Looks like they gave us the materials for this one, maybe. What's this button do? There's that. Dynamic core unit, blueprint description. Let's see, how do we do this? How does one deploy this? Equip, inspect, stack all, delete, claim. One moment, friends, one moment. Ah yes, I should have known. One of the issues that I take with the game is that there's so many tools. Like when you start out, this whole, except for these last 2 items, these are all tools that you have. So everything you do with a tool. So we want the deploy construct tool, this guy. And he looks like wood. That one there, I guess. That's what it kind of looks like, yeah. Alright, so if we hit 8, I'll get out of the locked mode. If we hit 8, bring that out. You need to equip a blueprint in your quick access slot. In order to use your deploy construct tool, press I key to open your inventory, double click the blueprint into a quick... Okay, so basically we're going to go in here, we're going to double click this guy, and then it's going to basically give you a box, and then you use the gun here to owner Novark Speeder M6. You're going to deploy it.
Congratulations. You have successfully deployed your speeder blueprint. Now, the next step is to put fuel in the fuel tank. For this, simply open your inventory by pressing the inventory key.
Okay.
Great. Search the content of your inventory and look for the nitron fuel. Double-click on its icon to automatically equip the refuel tool and load it with nitron. Locate the fuel tank on the speeder.
Okay.
It's highlighted. Aim at it, and hold the left mouse button until you fill it entirely.
So this is what I mean, like, there's a tool for everything. There's a tool for filling the tank.
Excellent. You're
There we
ready
go.
to go explore. If you want to start piloting it, target your speeder seat, and activate it by holding the interaction button to start piloting the speeder. I
That's
will leave you on
F,
your
by
own
the way.
now. Enjoy exploring Dual Universe.
Okay, so we hit F. You gotta hold F, see? And now you'll be in pilot mode. And so now I can pilot. And then this is the initial mode here, where you're looking around like this. Oh, look, my hands and my legs. What we're gonna actually do is if you look at the seat and you right click, you can do advanced, and then you can do custom control scheme, and right now we can do keyboard plus mouse direct control. And then when I look with my mouse, you see, I can instead of doing that, and then this way my left and my right don't turn me. But you can barrel roll with this, whatever you've got your buttons set for that. Alright, so another thing to look at real quick though is your different settings up here for the thing that you're in. So if we look at atmospheric element settings, you can see how many hover engines you've got, and you can see what kind of a thrust they give. You can see the fuel right now that we're at. 1 times, I don't even know what some of these numbers mean. To be honest, I'm not going to go too much into this because I'm still kind of figuring out what all this means. Yeah, these are thrust power. So your air brakes that are on this have thrust power. That's your brake list. And then your hover engine, if we look at that, these are thrust power as well. Which, is that 15 or is that 18? I can't tell. It's kind of hard to tell. This is definitely complicated. It's way more complicated than Empyrean is. But let's see if we can head out of here. Also, then you can hit insert, and that way you can see. I prefer this view myself. So we're hovering out. Where are we on the map real quick? Where are we? Let's center on ourselves, which is this button. And then where do we want the destination? I don't even remember. Let's just go look around. Look at all this red. I want to be somewhat away from people. Eventually this moon is going to fill up completely, guaranteed. Look at this. These guys have owned in a shape. That's kind of funny. That's probably an organization there. What's that? That's a market. Let's go... I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter where we go because it's always going to be busy. Let's go up into the mountains maybe and look at it. So if you just click, you create a waypoint, is the way I understand it. Just left click. Let's center back on us. And then let's just go far north. That's another market there, I think, or another something. No, I don't want to go north from here. Let's go west. I don't know. Let's just go explore. So we're going to click that. And then let's see if we have a waypoint showing. No, I guess not. We definitely want to go west, though, because I think that was the direction that our waypoint was in. Right? Alright, and then I think if you do... Alt R? Yeah. It's Alt R. So if you do Alt R, you go into cruise control mode. So I'm not actually touching anything right now. It's just staying up to speed. And you can use your scroll mouse, or you can use your WASD or your W and your S to up the speed or down the speed. Look at the map. Center. We have barely gone anywhere. See this? Barely moved. That's how big this planet is. You see that's somebody's claim there. We're just going to keep heading west for a while until we get out of these claimed territories. You see all these rocks on the ground. They're like minerals. Things you can use to build with, to make stuff with. I'm going to keep heading west until I find a spot that I like, and I'll bring you guys back when I get there.